What is up, everyone? We are going live to talk about the Leo full moon. I am Simone with Ripples in the Matrix, waiting for Maloney from Habitual Stages, right on cue, to come in. And we're with Red Pill Astrology. Hey, amazing. And we are going to, hey, this must be the time. This is the time that works for everyone.
It's Friday. It's Friday. All right, here we go. Here we go.
We are, oh man, I don't know if I can do
Oh,
this
look.
standing up. I was like, I got this great sunshine.
You
I'm gonna
got the
stand, stretch my
sweater.
legs. No, this is not going to work. Okay, hold please while I roll my chair.
Hold on. Let me fix my hair.
Hold on. Y'all gotta get this good view of these pigtail. I have been on the pigtail life
I
for the
love it.
last week.
Dude,
It
it's
has
great.
been, yeah, it's this inner Leo thing. Like
I might
this.
need to. I used to do two braids. And actually, I did it one day not too long ago, but I didn't let anyone see it. But maybe. All right, Leo full moon.
Mhm.
We are here. We're excited. I mean, the Leo full moon, the Leo energies, we have to remember that this means that the moon is over here in Leo, while the sun is doing its thing over there in Aquarius, over here, whatever. And this beautiful opposition between self and others, between the individual and the collective. And I think it's like always such an interesting conversation because it's kind of like the other aspect of Libra and Aries.
With a fixed mentality.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Because
So,
I'm like, hold on.
well, like in a different
Yes,
form.
and.
Yes, and no. And for sure. But I mean, because the fixed energy. I mean, and we just had a well, side note to everyone that wasn't involved. We were just having a side conversation. I was like, oh, this is so Leo.
Mhm.
This is so, she's like trying to, well, we should do this. And I'm like, yeah, but we need to be doing this. Like that was Leo and Aquarius.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
It was great. And it's really, this is why we do astrology, is to see how what you are doing in your life and how your life is moving you through and how that's actually it's all interfucking connected.
Mm-hmm.
And like we can't just act as if it's not. So let's talk about it because
Let's talk about it
Ding, ding, ding.
because I mean, this moon is conjunct my sun. I am a 19-degree Leo sun. So this is, man, this sun on moon action and the sun, I like to call it the sun on sun action because they are in opposition. This is my moon. Like I thrive in this moon. I'm excited. Yeah, like I said, a week I've been in this child playful thing where I've
You got
had
the
these
makeup
little
on and everything.
ponies. I got the makeup on. Look, I've got my new swag.
Mm-hmm.
My new swag you can get now.
I hate the
Like,
word swag. Swag. I know it's swag, but like it just reminds me of F1, and I'm like, it's swag. Can we just say swag?
look, I got the new goods.
Yes,
These are my goods
Thank you.
now. That you can take advantage of getting. This is a really comfortable sweatshirt, by the way. I
Yeah.
was very impressed.
Link in bio. Link in bio.
Link in bio. But yeah, it's like, it's this energy, even though this moon is on Sunday, and I've always been typically like, I can feel the moon starting 2 to 3 days. I've been feeling this since Monday. Again, this is natally for me, this is a moon that hits one of my natal planets. But also, and I think this might be a really cool place to start, is I think this is even more potent and we're feeling it even earlier because of how connected this is to the eclipses.
Yeah. Past and future.
Past and future. This is the midpoint. So this is such, and I'm getting goosebumps right now. Thank you, ancestors. They are here. This is really like, this has so much to do with the bigger picture of what is happening in your life and the collective where we are going.
Yep.
And again, I wrote down, I said, this is not about your short term. Bitch, we ain't playing for the short term no more.
No.
We ain't playing for the short term no more.
No.
And this is why I feel like this moon just has so much energy to it, is because of that kind of combination.
Right. And we have to remember too, when we're looking at this this in-between point and this center point, or excuse me, check-in point, essentially, of what have you done since the last eclipse. And even if you aren't even aware that there was an eclipse that was squaring this point that's happening for Sunday, and this is a little bit more advanced, and that is, we are aware that we'll ground it in a second, but that last eclipse was in Taurus at 16 degrees, and really
it
that
was
was
exactly
November.
Conjunct Uranus.
Yeah,
at that point too.
Yeah, in November, early November. Actually, I think that was like on election day or something. Yeah, because like, why not, right? And
it's the perfect thing.
Yeah, and so when we think about, and Uranus is at play again now with this full moon, and I mean, he's just like, he's not. First of all, he's barely moving. He's like, fuck you. He's like, I have shit I need to do here in this 14 to 18, 20 degrees. Like,
and at this moon, he is at 15, which is literally midway. So there is so much midpoints. This moon is a midpoint. Uranus is at a midpoint.
Right. Uranus,
same thing.
Tomato.
You all, y'all, same thing.
Yeah. So when we really allow, like, when we how do I say that? When we really allow, I need to stop with that. Anyway, but this energy, that eclipse in particular, also a full moon, the one that's happening in May, also a full moon. This is releasing, this is emotional, this is transformational. These are our abilities to let go or lack thereof, showing us where we are having resistance and letting go, what we don't want to be releasing, because we have to also be aware of our process, in the process of who we are and letting go. And I was actually just this morning, the text this morning, like, how quickly are you able to take new data that is brought into your realm and proceed accordingly to that new input that is put in. And I'm talking about data because we have to also remember we are in Aquarius season. This is the innovative energy. This is the one that does connect us to technology, greater.
By the way, it's not emotional. It is factual. It's factual.
Like, literally.
Like, there's no, this is not about your emotions.
Right, and that's where my response went. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to be emotional about this because, like, I'm going to take the information as what it is. It is what it is. And I will proceed accordingly. But I still want to, like, I need more data. I don't need more data. I want more data. I would like an explanation. I do appreciate the communication. And honestly, and I like to have the communication of what do I actually need to know about this? Like, without like going into it. Yeah, feedback.
It's feedback. Data. I need feedback so that way I know, is there something that I need to change to move forward better in alignment, or am I good where I'm at and this really had nothing to do with me?
Right. And allowing it, I am the queen of, like, ancestors protect around, behind, in front of, and literally my timeline. They're instantly, no, this is no longer in alignment. Great. 30 days. Bye. Like, in this, like, okay, now let's flow. Now we're moving into the next experience. So much so that, like, okay, well, that part's done. Like, and then we're proceeding from here. Like, what was that? I still don't remember. when I was like, there was some other time that this happened, and I really don't even remember. Anyway, so, but also, like, how does that hurt? How does that affect you? How does that affect your ego? Because now we go into the Leo energy. And so, but how do you stay strong in who you are, in your personal sovereignty, in your individuation, in your self-actualization of the individual that you are?
Yep.
And this is what this dichotomy and axis between Leo and Aquarius really allows us to do. Come back into your center, come back into your personal power, and take that into the collective.
Correct.
Personal power, Leo, collective, Aquarius. Interesting. I'm going to let you talk in a second because apparently, but interesting. Pause. Interesting. I'm like, I know. I can hear you.
I love
Hold on.
it. It's so my favorite thing because I'm just like, how do you react? How do you react?
It's the Simone show, and then it'll be the Maloney show. We're just to go back and forth. Oh my God. But in my chakra yoga and meditation classes, I mean, the Leo full moon was in action, but I wasn't even thinking about the Leo full moon when I did for both of them on Tuesday and on Thursday, the solar plexus. Didn't even talk about the Leo full moon that was coming up.
Energetically,
it was just like, here, we need to clear this energy. We need to, because we have to remember the solar plexus is the gateway to the heart.
Correct.
And Leo, yes, rules the solar plexus. However, it's the heart space, though. It's like this beautiful like it shines from here. Yep. And when you shine from here in your personal power, I'm not in the realm or in the screen, but when you shine from your solar plexus and your personal power, that's how you tap into the unconditional love that we all have available to us. And that's what we shine out into the world.
It feeds the heart. Like if your solar plexus isn't working, because remember, things go from the bottom, the root, to the top.
Yep.
And yes, it's a continuous energy flow, but when your energy rises from the bottom to the top, if your solar plexus is clogged, let's say, or needs readjustment, that it puts pressure on everything above it.
Yeah.
And what is directly above it is the heart.
Yeah. Yeah. And it can show up. I mean, I was talking about this on my stories yesterday, and it can show up like one of my students was like, I just feel really blocked. Like, can you like give me some like pointers? Like, I'm like, well, what did that actually feel like for you? She's like, I just felt stuck. And I was like, can that be okay? And she was like, oh, because we have to remember as well, this solar plexus houses the ego.
Yes.
And so you get to experience yourself not being open there, or you get to experience yourself not being exactly what you're like, being in your full power or whatever. Who are you when you face the challenges, when you can't do something on your mat, or when you're fucking getting I have put them through a little shit. Like when you are exerting power and you're like, where's my reservoir? Where is my backup tank? Like, I have to kick it in, and then oh shit, I have to kick it in again because we have the other side. So like, you still have to have that reserve behind you as well. And I think that's where, when we can look at the Aquarius energy, we can remind ourselves of like, maybe that reserve energy that you can tap into is within you in the collective. Maybe you actually have something that you're not accessing it. Where can you ask for help?
Yes.
Like,
delegate is a wonderful, we love the word delegate.
Dude, and I must say, like, we have been able to delegate, you and I, like, we've been able to, but like with everything that we're doing, it's been really beautiful to like, and to trust each other in doing it. It's been beautiful.
Yep. And, you know, Leo is also a lot about courage and having the courage to be in your power, stand up for yourself and your beliefs. And I think over the course of the last year, those have been tested a lot over and over, from talking about the collective, the Aquarian side of things, the collective. Uranus has been testing us to see, are we in our power? Are you ready? Are you who you say you are?
Yeah.
So when you talk about your values, which Venus has been helping us work through,
and Uranus.
when you talk, and Uranus.
Taurus.
Yep, thank you. And when you talk about these things, this is who I am. And great, you can change.
Yeah.
That is 100% okay. But as you transition or as you stand in your power and say, this is who I am, don't think that the universe isn't going to put things in your path that are going to prove that to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Like,
Yeah.
you're going to be given things that are like, okay, well, this is who you said you are. So here's your gifts. Because who you say you are, these are the gifts that go along with that. Well, I didn't want those gifts. Well, then who are you? Tell me again.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And
Mm-hmm.
so it's this part of having courage to know, because sufferer, pre-sufferer, post-sufferer of this, it's also having the courage to understand that you are worthy of those gifts. That, oh, this is who I am. Yo, I am about ready to be 40, and it's okay to be an older person, and I own that now. And like, it's those sorts of things. Like, I'm okay.
With me in your corner, you're always going to be young at heart.
Oh,
okay.
Totally. Please, I mean, come on. But that doesn't, that again, I'm great with where I'm at. I own that. Yep. And I have the courage to stand up when things get put in my pathway that are like, you're ready for this? You're damn right I am. Doesn't mean I'm not afraid.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean
but it's how you move through the fear.
Exactly. It's a reaction, which I talked about reactions, speaking of like things that, again, taking courage, the daily dose. For those that are in the daily dose, thank you so much. We are having a great time in our first, what are we at? We're at the first 3 days.
Yep.
We've been having a great time, but that was the one thing that I have been hearing, understanding, working through myself and talking about, especially in there today, is this concept of how are you reacting to things?
Yeah.
Because that's it. Like, what are your reactions? Do you have courage to react in a way that is in the truth of who you are?
Yeah.
Do you, do you stand in that, or are you easily swayed? Yep. And that doesn't mean that you can't have multiple different opinions and hold that, but at the end of the day, who are you?
Yeah.
And do you?
Yeah, and who are you when that new data comes in, right, and your opinion changes and your truth changes, or it's tested, and you actually further along that, like, okay, like you're actualizing either that you're actualizing the reinforcement of that truth or your new truth. Mm-hmm. And which path. And I want to touch back on what you were mentioning. The universe gives you a chance to basically, I don't want to say the word prove, but prove.
Yeah. Yeah.
That you are who you say you are.
Yeah. And
with that, I think this is such a great opportunity to bring in the idea of what Mars and Gemini has been doing, mm-hmm, in recalibrating our mental system while it's been in its lovely retrograde, and it's now off of the 8-degree point and it's moving back forward and direct. Thank you, God. And we're moving, guys, and everyone's like, I don't understand why things still aren't happening. I'm like, go wait till Mars.
Because he's at 11 degrees.
He's not at 25 yet. When he gets to 25, and he's like so slow. I don't think you guys realized he moved from 0 to 25 degrees in like 2.5, 3 weeks. Yeah. Like initially, and now he's been at like 8 degrees. He was at 8 degrees for like 7 days. Yeah. So he's like,
no, it was 2 weeks. He was at 8 degrees.
Thank you.
Yeah, he was there for a hot effing minute.
So with all of this and what you had mentioned about the universe giving you opportunity to show that you are who you say you are, there's something in our brain called the reticular activating system. And what this does is this is essentially confirmation bias. And this literally proves to you your thoughts are real, because it is going to align you with the frequency of your thoughts. And this is exactly what is happening when you are like, well, that's not what I want. But okay, one, maybe you could get a little bit clearer, but like maybe you actually need to get a little bit more clear on how you're wanting to feel. So then you can know that what you see, that's it. Like it doesn't always have to be what is like physically given to you. Yes, that's great. But when we're thinking about the Leo energy, it is that heartfelt, solar plexus centered, shining. It's like this, it is this internal gut instinct knowing. And like lions, like when we think about the Leo, when we think about the lion, like they're moving off instinct. They're moving off of like it. Yes, it can be a lot of reaction, but what in their power, they're in the response. And so when they're moving in from that sense of internal knowing, it's because I know I trust what I'm feeling right now. So if you're seeing your reality and your things are coming into your existence that aren't exactly what you wanted, like how can you get more clear on what it is that you want to be feeling in that process? What's up, or every time you come in here, what's up, or yes, trust your intuition. Exactly, Maggie. Yeah,
because that's really also that part of the solar plexus, right? It's this intuitive knowing, intuitive intuitive,
and it's creativity,
intuition,
right? And it's creativity, it's joy. And when you follow your intuition, you can tap into the other aspects, the creativity, the joy, the playfulness, the excitement, the like, oh, I don't, it just came to me and then left. Oh, it starts with an I. Curiosity, but like
wonder.
Yeah, there's an I word in there somewhere, but anyway, but all of those, intuitive, anyway, but
imaginative.
That's the word, I think.
Maybe we'll see. But it's this wonderful place. Like, yes, Leos love to be on the stage. Hi. But it's
inquisitive.
Yeah, that's
yes,
a thing.
That was it.
The what?
Maggie just said inquisitive. Yes.
Inquisitive. Yes.
That is it.
That is it. Yes. Because that's true. Like, yes, there's a lot about Leo that's the leader. Yeah. It's the front runner. It's the one that wants to be out there. It's the extrovert, if you will. And yes, that doesn't mean that all Leos are extroverts, believe me. But it's this wanting and needing to be seen. Because remember, Leo is still in the first 6 signs. So it is still a self thing. How do I need to be seen? But what you learn, and this is why the Aquarian and Leo access is it's not about how others see you.
Yeah.
It's about how you see yourself. And how do you stand in that? And how do you exude that? Yeah. And how do you show up in the world authentically?
Yes.
And it's that and inquisitively about who you are as a person. And that can come out in a lot. Like I was just talking about turning 40 this year. And now it's like I'm excited. This is a very exciting thing for me because I'm like, holy shit, this is older person territory. How the fuck am I going to be an older person? How am I going to show up as an older person? My son's getting married in a week. How am I going to be a fucking grandma? This is the coolest shit out on the planet.
For me, I'm like,
have questions. I am so excited. Like, and it's that is that Leo approach. It's the, oh my God, wait, I get to change all of these things. I get to do a costume change now. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Like I get to be on stage but still do other things. So it's there is a lot of playfulness that it comes with being a Leo, or having really strong Leo placements.
And I think that's beautiful to balance the reality of Aquarius. Yes. And just this, it's all data, it's all facts. There's no room for play. There's no room for emotions. There's no room for any gray area. And Leo's like, the fuck there is. Like, let me show you how like much I can paint the sky fucking all the different colors. Yeah. So, I mean, and that's what's so beautiful about astrology and like just working with the axes and seeing the different dichotomies between signs and within yourself too. Like, so you want to check and see where 15, 16 degrees of Aquarius and Leo are in your charts, you also want to check and see where that happens to be of Scorpio and Taurus. Because those Scorpio and Taurus, that's where the eclipses are having lovely conversations. Yep. So I love that I can touch the fucking tips of my fingers.
Yay!
But so those are anyone with planets or points at, I think it like 14 to 18 degrees of fixed signs. You're growing through some things.
There's some wildness happening.
I'm pretty sure my Venus is at 13 or 14. It just makes all the sense.
So speaking on fixed signs, because I do, as somebody who has plentiful planets and points at fixed sign degrees, the Leo portion of your chart has really not had a significant energy signature inside of it for the last, I'm going to call it about 2 years. There might be a little overlap, but from like 2018 to like 2022, fixed signs were getting effing hit. And Leo in particular had like a whole year of, if you had any planets and points in Leo, you might as well just like start collecting tears in a jar and use them for magical purposes later on. Right. Because that was just going to be your life. So Leo, thankfully after that, had a breath. And we've had a breath for a little bit, right? Like there has been this breath where we have had so much energy happening in other signs that this is really this time where we're coming back to Leo. So now that you've gotten your breath, that doesn't mean other things haven't been working, but did you forget this part of your chart? Have you, like, how has this part of your chart been changed since you've gotten this breath? How have you expanded in this area? Like, what is still relevant here for you? And it's this highlight because Leo's coming back. Leo's got a huge part to play this year with Venus having her retrograde there and Venus spending so much time in Leo. So not only are we at this midpoint between the eclipses, but we're also from that fixed sign, from that Leo perspective, it's now time is like, it's like a pre-show. And it's so funny because I was like, well, I don't know if guys are going to get this and that's totally fine. Maybe they will. But it's like the primer before you put on your makeup. Like you need to prep your face. You need to prep your being. And that's what this moon's really allowing Leo points to do is it's like, and that Leo area of everyone's chart, because everybody has Leo in their chart, wherever area that is, it's a prep. It's like,
it's the opening show.
It's
the opener.
It's
the show opener.
The opener at a concert. Exactly. Exactly.
It's like when I saw Usher's Truth Tour and Kanye West was the opener. Like that it's like you don't know how big it's gonna be, but it's gonna be fucking huge. So really use this time and use this energy appropriately to notice where you have not been taking the stage that you know that you should be. To notice where you've been playing small, where you've been dimming your light, where you've been kind of reserving your shine, where you've been like, oh, I can't shine that bright because this person shines brighter, or that person's already doing what I want to be doing, or da-da-da-da-da. Dude, everyone fucking needs, I've been seeing it. I've been seeing it in my own little life, my own little things, and I'm like, oh, but what I've also been seeing is how quickly I've been moving through it. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, you call it fucktard. Little fucktard in there. Like, shut the fuck up, man. And like,
saboteur.
The inner saboteur, it will try to keep you on a smaller stage. It will try to have you, oh no, you're not ready to step out onto the stage at all. Like, you need to stay behind the curtain. No.
Like you and Kanye, why do you think you get to open up for Usher?
Right?
Because I can. Watch me.
I mean, So, I mean, let this be the time where you really can shine your light. And I keep coming back to this. So I'm going to say it. So we have about 3.5 years before the nodes go into Leo.
Mm-hmm.
That
sounds about right.
In
Aquarius,
3.5, 4 years. This is what, and before that, what's going to be interesting, this is where the brain went initially, is that it has to pass through, the South Node has to pass through Virgo.
Mm.
I am getting the message now to prepare your vessel, to prepare your body, to prepare yourself physically for the transition, not to say that the Libra Aries axis of the North and South Node are not important. However, we're gonna be go
ahead. I know. I know.
Yeah, did you just
I'm
see
feeling
it?
that.
Yeah, the Virgo Pisces axis is going to be very interesting. So make sure that you are doing what you need to do to get your mental, spiritual, like all of this is preparation for that. And then we shine our light.
Forward, because don't forget during that change that into the Pisces access point, that is going to be a meetup directly with Pluto.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hi.
Saturn ruled individual.
Yeah. So speaking of Saturn, I did write down something about Saturn, and I don't know, do you have the chart up? Do you want to show it real quick? Because you can point out. You didn't, that's okay.
I haven't even pulled out anything.
Dude, you've been going off.
I could have done this at the park.
I love this. Okay, so Saturn, the one thing to note about where Saturn is at this moon, and I actually do have
Pluto
the chart.
is a planet.
Yes.
Yes, it's just a really small little guy, but yes, he's a very impactful planet. So much so they want to basically say that he's not. He's a planet, and I mean it depends on, is anything a planet? That's a whole nother conversation. But it's an energy that we definitely need to be considering because he is he is impactful.
And just like Chiron, we do consider it a minor planet. Is how it is deemed. Again, that's the Aquarius our soul part. Yeah.
We'll bring that into the daily dose.
Yeah.
We'll bring that into
so honeycomb, this is the chart. Not gonna leave it up for too long, but where Saturn is within this chart is at the time of the moon. Again, that is Sunday, the 5th of February. 26 degrees, 25 minutes of Aquarius. So Saturn is about ready to get into Pisces. These last 3 degree points, these last little chunk of degrees of Aquarius, Saturn is not going to be revisiting. So you get one chance. And I literally just heard Eminem's song play right away. You get one shot. Yep.
Are you going to capture it or just let it slip? Yo, I can go off and I can go rip the whole thing. I'll save you all I'll save myself the embarrassed. I don't want to be embarrassed. I can fucking say the whole thing. Anyway, yeah.
No, I think it's great. So you have like one window to get this, and then it's 28 years before this next window comes back. So it's like this grand ending as part of this moon, while you're still at a midpoint, while you're still opening up for what's new. There's also this accumulation of endings because we are getting now into March's significant change in energies. So just kind of think about that too from that perspective, is like, all right, well, while all of this is going on, there's still a significant thing that is happening with endings, and that's just cleaning up that.
And our collective responsibility in that, because it's an Aquarius, Saturn's responsibility, karma. This is
Boundaries.
kind of a side note, but kind of not. I keep getting the message. I don't know if I've said this on here before, but the United States of America has accumulated so much karma. It will be interesting to see what we're moving into when Saturn moves into Pisces.
Yes. Agreed. The last thing that I had, because I could not get it out of my head when I was thinking about this moon, is that song by, I forget, it's Armani something, but the Billie Eilish song where it starts off, it's like, bitch, I'm stylish.
Right.
Like, that song has been playing in my head every time that I think about this moon, because it should be that fun. It should be that kind of boppy. It should be like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
speaking of bopping, and do you have the Sabian symbol?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, is this going to be a first time? You haven't seen it yet?
I have not seen it yet. I never pull. I love doing it live because I love to be, okay, this may be a Leo thing. Maybe we can figure out where in chart, if you like surprises or not happens. That might be something we can do in the daily dose. I fucking love to be surprised. It is a joy. It is an honor. It's like, I get so excited to be surprised. So I don't like to look these up before, because I like to be surprised at how it ties in with the conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, so Leo, we are at
17.
Yep. I just have to get there. Bam. All right. Again, book, credit. Thank you. All right. A non-vested church choir. This is a symbol of the inviolability of experience. I'll put it in the chat. Somebody can tell me what it means. Of experience as dramatized for each individual through his participation in the broader or community functions of life. The common activity of group effort, apart from any or all social and spiritual regimentation, is a necessary exercise in respect for others and an encouragement to an ordered self-expression. Here is high appreciation of reality through an enhanced and normal enjoyment of everyday living. The key word is communion. When positive, the degree is the effective quickening of man's heart through interests which have been expanded to a point of real concern for his fellows. And when negative, unimaginative striving for undeserved popularity. I think we said almost every one of those words. Yay.
Of course.
I love that.
Amazing.
Communion.
Well, if you guys want more of this and you guys want to catch more of us, we will be in the Daily Dose. The link is in the bio. It's a monthly subscription. Well, it's a 3-month subscription. So every 3 months is when you get charged. That's what I'm trying to explain. But we give you all the daily astrology, so you don't have to go to 5 different places and 5 different apps and get your brain like all fucking confused. You can just go to one spot, hear 2 different viewpoints, 2 different I feel like I've been in the present, you've been in the future. It's been kind of cool to kind of see where we're at, where we're going. So yeah, we'll catch you over there. If you guys have any questions, this live will be up shortly, and you can drop them in the comment section or slide in our DMs.
Yay! All right.
Bye
Bye,
guys.